fans, thanks for clicking the dreaded D Rose report. I'm not going over who won, who lost at WrestleMania because you probably already know. I'll give you some other inside info that you may not know. So here we go. And oh, did you get it? I had one guy on the info line. He called and said, he said it's kind of bad. He says, I just hated that. He says, when you pay $70 and the best match of the whole night had John Cena in it. So, oh well, give me your opinion if you got it. Not an opinion, but if you got the pay-per-view, just let me know what you thought of it. Anyway, WWE decided to cut the 8-man tag intergender tag match before WrestleMania 29 went live, as they wanted to give the top 3 matches as much time as they wanted. Remember the other day I gave you the time allotted for different matches, and it wasn't really too much. It was like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you know, things like that. I don't know how the minutes came out this time. I've never timed them. Anyway, the reason WWE had no fireworks at the opening of WrestleMania 29 pay-per-view was due to the light skies, I don't know, the feeling was that the Hurricane Sandy video with Chris Christie would have been overpowered by the pyro. And I don't care if you set fireworks off or anything, you can't overpower Chris Christie. But they thought they could, so they didn't set it off. All right, several WWE mid-card talent, they were kind of down because they weren't used the last night's event, and WWE always in the past tried to squeeze them in somewhere, whether it was just standing around in the back, you know, doing a little bit or what. But not sure whether it's illegal for them to go on WrestleMania's, you know, time allotments to 5 hours. Vince, 5. Try 5 hours. Get everybody in, man. That's a big payday for them people. All right, there's nothing illegal about going to 5 hours, I don't think. I may be wrong. And at one point, WWE officials, they were planning on an altercation between The Rock and Brock Lesnar for tonight's Raw in East Rutherford, but with Lesnar not being advertised for tonight, it remains to be seen if they'll, you know, still plan something with the two. And I hope they do, but both of them needs to be there. On down the road here, it's got, they mentioned Lesnar, so we'll see. WWE's website posted a video of Triple H getting x-rays on his arm after WrestleMania 29's fight with Brock. Doctors told Game he's got a muscle contusion. He would need to ice it down. And Triple H told the cameras it's not broken. There were major time restraints, again, they say, with WrestleMania. Besides the 8-person tag match being nixed, several backstage segments were also nixed, and WWE had time set aside for the America the Beautiful to be opening the show. That didn't happen either. So, you may have gave us more wrestling, or did you just give us more past that's bringing on the match, or what? You know, the old promos or something. Turn down this, I forgot I had TV out loud. Go to 5 if you got to do that. From online streaming to pay-per-view providers across the country, WWE also had issues with the pay-per-view stream last night. Not only that, but thousands of fans in MetLife Stadium had their views obstructed by WrestleMania sets, specifically giant pillars that supported the set. After complaining to stadium officials, many fans were moved to seats with better views, which no telling how much money they paid for their seats. New WWE champion John Cena, he spoke with WWE website after last night's pay-per-view. Cena says, it feels like the burden is finally off his back, and he says he's exhausted. Cena didn't want to talk about the conversation that he had with Rock at the end of the match, though. WWE's, some things are just, leave it alone. WWE's website also spoke about heavyweight champion Alberto Del Rio. Called his WrestleMania 29 match the hardest of his career. Zeb Colter spoke to WWE reporters and told them that he and Jack Swagger are not done with Del Rio yet. They haven't closed off the borders yet, so they're not done. And WWE spoke with Mark Henry after his win over RYBACK. Henry says He has a lot more respect for Ryback after taking the shell shock, he said. Henry added that somebody's going to get their ass kicked. Henry says he has more to feed Ryback if he wants it. Hey, the Shield posted a handheld video of their win over Randy Orton and Sheamus the Big Show. They said justice was served at WrestleMania 29. Hey, what's Ziggler going to do with that briefcase? Is he going to use it tonight on Cena? You'll see. Fandango spoke with WWE reporters about his win over Chris Jericho. He said Fandango didn't have much to say, but, quote, 10 on a piece of paper and said that's how he's feeling. I guess he rates himself a 10, maybe. And finally, WWE spoke with the Intercontinental Champion The Miz about his win over Barrett. Miz greeted by members of the New Jersey National Guard after returning backstage, by the way. Miz said the title is for his misfits because they're awesome. Tensai, he commented on WrestleMania 29 match being pulled. He said everything happens for a reason, so I'm sure they'll probably have that match tonight. Word at WrestleMania, also the match Tensai, Brodus, and Cameron, Naomi, and stuff. They, well, that's what I just said. I just getting ready to tell you again. Anyway, The Rock made his first comments on Twitter after losing the WWE title at Cena 29. Rock replied to an earlier tweet, though, from UFC President Dana White about WrestleMania. Rock replies, Dana White, appreciate that, brother. Hell of a show. My tequila bottle awaits when I get home. Can't wait for UFC 159. He says, bones. And tonight's Raw is going to be taking place at the Izod Center, East Rutherford, and it's going to be a fallout from WrestleMania 29. No matches or segments are confirmed for tonight's show, but top stars for tonight include, it says, The Rock and Chris Jericho, Brock Lesnar, Triple H, and Undertaker. They're not advertised, so we'll see. WWE's focused on the following points for tonight. It says, here's the bullet points. Anything can happen the day after WrestleMania. Is Fandango a flash in the pan? Is The Miz poised to take 2013 by storm? Ziggler could go after Miz, come to think of it. Then there goes your battles with those two for a while, which I think would be good matches. And does Triple H have aspirations that go beyond the board for 2013? John Cena returns as champion. Ryback was seen, by the way, after his match with Mark Henry, limping back to the back after 29. Ric Flair, he was not in attendance at Saturday night's Hall of Fame, but likely was at WrestleMania 29. But Jim Ross noted on Twitter that he was having a 3 a.m. cocktail with the Nature Boy. We have also confirmed that The Rock was not in attendance for the Hall of Fame. Promotion. Rock got time, but not that much time. WWE's legal representatives invaded WrestleCon. I don't know if you know anything about that, but anything that's got the word con at the end of it, watch it. Anyway, they got a WrestleCon convention. It was in New York City this past weekend, and they seized bootleg merchandise such as WWE DVDs, T-shirts, and more that was being sold by different vendors around that convention center. Legal reps and legal orders were signed several days ago, allowing them to seize material sold within 5 miles of WrestleMania, which I think they do that on every WrestleMania. They want to be the sole vendor, and they can't, you know, monopolize it, I guess, but keep them away from the wherever they're having WrestleMania at. The vendors who had material seized were given a court order to appear at, and WWE took personal information from those who were selling the bootleg merchandise. What they really want to know is where did you get it from? And WWE noted on the website that the centerpiece hanging around WrestleMania 29 set weighed 17,500 pounds and featured more than 5 million LED lights and 6,000 pieces of pyrotechnics. Whew, glad that stayed up. And we noted earlier this weekend, or I think it was Friday I mentioned it, that TNA President Dixie Carter tweeted about meeting Stephanie earlier in the week. Stephanie retweeted her message and added, "Thank you, Dixie." Variety reports that next WWE studio in the works is a supernatural thriller based on the Bermuda Triangle called Devil's Triangle. Wonder how much they paid that guy to come up with that title. Anyway, the WrestleCon officials has officially announced that they're going to be bringing their event to New Orleans for WrestleMania 30 next year. Early word is that the event is very close proximity to WWE hosting the where they're going to be hosting the Access Awards, or WWE Access. There you go. Hopefully they're at least 5 miles away. And WWE issued the following last night. WWE becomes founding partners for 2014 Special Olympics USA Games. And they also issued this statement: WrestleMania shatters records. East Rutherford, September 7th. WWE announced tonight that WrestleMania 29 became the highest grossing live event in history and broke the record of MetLife Stadium's highest grossing entertainment event. WWE's annual pop culture, it grossed $12.3 million, has 80,676 fans from 50 states, 34 countries converged on MetLife Stadium. The event is broadcast around the world on pay-per-view to more than 100 countries, 20 languages. And the previous MetLife record for there was a U2 concert in 2011, July 20th. Which grossed about $8.9 million. This is the 4th consecutive year WWE broke the host venue records for the highest grossing entertainment events. That tells you ticket prices were tremendous. Thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.